5 being out on the digs, Val Mitchell. So now he's aggressive he can be against spin. Trying to look at taking that boundary opportunities, trying to cut that off. Quite nicely, not just giving easy ones.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back. You're following along, day 2 after lunch. Up against it still. Managed to pick up 3 wickets today. I don't even know how to describe it with regards to the bowling today as opposed to yesterday. It is better, but not as good as it can be. And given the fact that Kemar Roach is not going to be available, that makes it quite tough for us. You know, it's an uphill task because now we're feeling what New Zealand felt in that first test match and the second test. Every play, every stat, operating without, whether it's touchdowns, 3-pointers, or shots on goal, there's no better place to own. Operating without some of their bowlers. So yeah, we're up against it. So Ian Bishop made a point yesterday. He said he has never said 322 without loss in all the years that he has been commentating, and he's done so all over the world. I can't imagine how tough it was for him to say that. So yeah. But Justin Greaves seemed to be doing a job. Jaden Seals has looked a lot better today. You know, and I'm wondering how it is that we showed up yesterday after we would have had 2 extra days, almost 2 extra days of rest, and we showed up looking tired, unmotivated. I'm just baffled. I'm really baffled as to how we showed up looking like that. So yo, no filter boss. I am just here following along, man. I'm just here following along. Why Alec and Kavem hasn't bowled as yet? I'm not sure. I would have loved to see Athenaeus given about 5 to 10 overs. I would have loved to see Athenaeus given about 5 to 10 overs. Big question. Who would you put the bat three of for us, having King, Hodge, and Alec in the side? I think Darren Sammy sees Alec Athenaeus as the number 3. And more than likely, Athenaeus will be the one coming out the 3 with I think Hodge dropping to 5. Well, the fellas got things going on tonight. I should have mentioned that. Sam should be on roundabout in the next half an hour or so. But I sat here and I decided, you know, let me go live. Let me go live. Yes, that has been my commitment to West Indies cricket in for most of my life. I started following West Indies cricket as a 4-year-old. Laying up under my father. My father used to listen to his little transistor radio, and I would be there laid up under him. I think West Indies were playing England at the time, 1984, when we were, I think that was the Blackwash, they called it. Yeah. And ever since then, I've been, you know, following West Indies cricket. I played the game a lot. You know, I stopped I think I was 21 when I stopped playing the game. I had lost interest about 2 or 3 years before that. But yeah. Major General said West Indies gave him insomnia. Hey, in the way how things goes these days, you can probably sue and more than likely win. But how things go these days, you will probably win a handsome piece of change, right? I tell people I got 2 problems these days: West Indies and Manchester United. Nothing stresses me out more than the 2 of them. Nothing stresses me out more than the 2 of them. Yeah, Roach. I think, given the fact that Roach hasn't really played much cricket for the year, playing 3 test matches in 3 weeks, that's a tough ask, right? That is a tough ask. I'm responding to Major General here. That is a tough ask. I hope it's nothing too serious. I hope it's nothing too serious. I hope it's something that, you know, he can get some rest. Well, after this test matches, there's nothing but rest for Roach, you know, until the 4-day tournament starts back. I hope he makes himself available for the 4-day tournament. I hope he's healed up by the time the regional 4-day tournament starts up. And as I'm speaking, Daryl Mitchell is gone, you know. Strangled down the leg side. Brilliant catch by Imlach after he would have dropped a sitter yesterday. You know, that's good. That's a good himself. But I wanted to say something, right? After yesterday's play, and the fact that we only managed to pick up 1 wicket, we can't go any lower than that, right? The only thing we can do right now is pick ourselves up off the carpet. We've done that today. We've managed to now picked up 4 wickets. So yeah. Major General. So now all our 3 top fast bowlers are gone. Hopefully Alzari and Shamar are close on the men. Hopefully they come back and play regional 4-day cricket. I don't recall either of them being picked up in the IPL. I would have to double check that. Rods, Liverpool is in a bad way right now, real bad way. But I'm not a Liverpool fan, so I ain't complaining. I'm a United fan, and we beat them this season, so I good. Oh. Major General, I would never support Liverpool. Not in a month of Sunday Star. Not in a month of Sunday Star. I doubt they'll declare. Sherwin, I don't think Roach is a morning and even bowler. I mean, I'm not sure what you're basing. This is the second time you've said this. You said it earlier that Roach is a morning bowler. I tend not to believe that. I've seen Roach come at all times of the day and pick up wickets to West Indies, especially in the last 8 years, that after he had that horrific injury, came back, lost a lot of pace, and he figured out how to use what he had in you know. So I disagree with that. And I'm you know, in a way, I'm happy that none of them got IPL deals, Major General. I'm happy that none of them have gotten IPL deals. I think there's a chance that they might very well end up in the PSL. I'm not sure if I'm not sure what's going on there. There's a very good chance that they might end up in the PSL, but I would like to see these guys back in playing regional 4-day cricket. Sure, when I watch every match that West Indies play, I don't miss a match. You understand me? I don't miss a match. I don't miss a match. So I have a pretty good idea what I'm talking about. But what I wanted to talk about right now is we are where we are, 456 for 5. There are not too many demons in this track, right? More than likely, New Zealand are gonna declare either be roundabout T. More than likely, they're gonna declare roundabout T. And whatever is the target on the board, I don't think we should go chasing after it. I think this is an opportunity for men to put some runs on the board for themselves. Yes, just bad time, as Major General said here, just bad time. Put some runs on the board for themselves, right? It's time to get selfish and look after your own affairs. And the likes of Brandon King, John Campbell, Alec Athanaze, Kavem Hodge, Roston Chase. Yo, good evening for FG. How you doing? You know, this is a perfect opportunity for these men to just hang out and make some runs, right? This is the perfect opportunity for them. Tevin Imlach, he needs to score badly. He needs to score badly. You know, everybody's got a target on him. I don't think that the target needs to be there, right? But it is what it is in the moment. And watching how he played in both the first and second test, it looks like he would have put a lot of pressure on himself, which is why, you know, he has failed. I think he just needed to come out there and play his game. He looked very tentative. There was no intent about the way he went about his batting. He looked like he just wanted to survive. Same thing for Roston Chase. Same thing for Alec Athanaze when he played in the first test. It's a bunch of people who were just looking to survive, right? Come out there and play positive cricket. That is all that you need to do. Play positive cricket. Major General says, I have always said, bat 100 deliveries and score between 40 to 75 runs per 100 balls. Look at Stokes today and Archer. Yeah. I thought Ben Stokes has struggled over the past few years, ever since he became the captain of England, and England kind of adopted this whole attacking posture when they're batting. You know, he has struggled for runs. And it was pleasing to see him in the last test and this test match, you know, go back to good old school, grind it out. And he made a 50 in the last test match and made 83 and got out on 83 today. Unfortunate, you know, Jofra Archer batted beautifully, responsibly, you know, and that's all it takes. From 1 to 11, bat responsibly. That's all it takes. And if everyone everyone contributes, you don't necessarily need to have centuries. You know, 3 or 4 half centuries, big half centuries, 80s, 90s, 70s, whatever the case is, and then, you know, people making 30s down the line. That's a competitive score. That's a competitive score, right? So, and that is what I would like to see in this innings. We put up a nice competitive score. People getting into the 80s, 90s. I would love for someone to go on and get a big one like Devon Conway did, right? Conditions are right for it. But if we can have contributions all the way down the order, you have no worries. And that should be, to me, that should be the blueprint for every test match. Contributions right down the order from 1 to 11, even if number 11 making a 15, 20, but would have occupied the crease for an hour and a half. right? I can live with that. I can live with that. But for Athanaze, Roston Chase, Tevin Imlach, they need to come out and play positive cricket. They really need to come out and play positive cricket. Be positive in defense. Be positive when you look when you're looking to attack. You can't stand there and let bowlers rack up deliveries against you, because what is going to happen is you're going to get one with your name on it, and you can't pay the bill. That is what happened to Athanaze in that first test. He just sat there and tried to survive however best he could until he played a shot that he had no business. Two shots, because first and second innings, that he had no business playing. You know, Imlach and both Imlach and Chase, they came to the crease and they just looked to survive. They were hoping that they can get through it. And you know, when you play in conditions sometimes where bowlers are moving the ball around, you can't just go there and expect to just survive. You got to make something happen. Make the bowlers do something different. Rod says, what are the convos the coaches are having with the younger cricketers coming up so as to inculcate this sort of match awareness? That's a very good question, and I have asked that question too. You know, I have asked that question too. What are the conversations being had? You know, is it a case of players not taking the information on board? You know, is it a case of the delivery of the message? Is it a case of that certain conversations are not being had? Right? I don't know. Sure, when you said Roach has played 35 test matches since 2002, taking 52 wickets. Do you call that taking wickets at all times? He doesn't have to take a bag of wickets, Sherwin. He doesn't have to take a bag of wickets. And you have to understand that. But I have watched Roach come at different points and times of the day and pick up a wicket. Even if it's 1 wicket, 2 wickets, it doesn't have to be a bag of wickets. And you have to take into consideration what is West Indies' test record in that period of time. How many times have we bowled out teams in that period of time? Is it a great record? No, I'm not going to say is it a great record. Major General, you think we missed the trick with not including Warrican? Here's why I don't think we missed the trick. I have seen, other than Pakistan, right? I have seen Warrican turn up in conditions that would suit Warrican, and he couldn't exploit it. So even if this track is one that would favor spinners, and we will see what Ajaz Patel is going to do in short order. Like I said, I've seen Warrican show up in Bangladesh. I've seen Warrican show up in India. I've seen Warrican show up at Dominica a couple of years ago when India came. And that was a turner where Ashwin and Jadeja bowl West Indies, how they had the ball doing all sorts of things. And Warrican and I think Cornwall played in that game also, and neither of them could replicate what Ashwin and Jadeja did. And that track in Dominica it seemed like it was tailor-made for Kuldeep Yadav, Jadeja, and Ashwin. And here is it: we have someone like Cornwall who sometimes turns the ball square. Here's it: we have one of the best left-arm spinners in the Caribbean, and they couldn't exploit it the way those 3 men did. So I am not holding my breath with it, with Warrican, right? I don't think we missed the trick. I honestly don't think we missed the trick. It definitely was FG says it was a huge mistake to make him the vice captain. I agree. We do have something to lose because we're trying to square the series here. just like in the first test we had in the second innings, there was a very good chance had the top artist stand up just a little bit, we probably would have won that game. What do you guys think of the bowling performance up until now from the start of play today? I saw a stat earlier that said we only got yesterday we got, I think it was 10% of the deliveries in the right areas. And this is right before lunch. We had gotten 38% of the deliveries in the right areas. I think it is a huge gamble, but when you think about it, our bowling attack, I think what happened was they kind of expected this. They kind of expected this. By the way, Sammy called Greaves the giant killer. And I understand why he calls Greaves the giant killer. Over the past couple of years, Greaves has managed to get some big names out, right? He doesn't pick up a bag of wickets, but he seems to get some important wickets. One other thing that has ailed us today, or throughout this test series, is the number of drop catches. Imlach dropped the catch yesterday. Today, Hodge dropped the absolute sitter. I couldn't believe it. He did the same in the first test when he was on as a substitute. It's mind-boggling. $461 for 5. Yeah, Seals has been there's been two things to worry about Jayden Seals, FG. He seems like he's a bit tired. It's been a long year for him. He started with against Pakistan, came back, went into the first class season from our regional 4-day, then went over to England. From England, came back to the West Indies against Australia, was part and parcel of the T20 and one-day squads. Went into CPL, straight over to Asia. So he's been playing cricket for almost a year straight. So that is a lot, right? That is a lot. I am Andre. I am not sure if the women's team captain, they're from the same club also. I am not sure where Hayley Matthews, which club Hayley Matthews play for. I do know Hayley Matthews plays men's cricket in Barbados. She plays first division cricket, men's cricket. She doesn't play female cricket. I do know that. Sherwin, I do agree. Jaden Seals needs someone at the other end who has some pace and who makes the batsman uncomfortable. I do agree with that. He needs to enforce that at the other end. In the case of Shamar Joseph or Alzari Joseph, they can make batsmen uncomfortable, and he can make, come at the other end, and when their footwork is not is patchy, and ask them some questions, and that's how he picks up loads of wickets. But not taking anything away from him, he's a brilliant fast bowler. Yes, Pickwick is who she plays for. Vanti Williams, I am not sure what the plan is for New Zealand. It seems like they're not going. They're going to try to not do what they did in the first test when they gave West Indies 512 to win and almost lost the game. I think they're trying their utmost best to bat us out of the game. It seems like they're gonna bat all 11 men. Brilliant delivery. Brilliant delivery. I don't think Jaden Seals operated in this corridor enough in this match. I don't think he operated enough in this corridor in this match. He needed to be there a lot more consistently. Major General, we spoke about the on the 19 team last night. We were live last night also. I think it's a very good squad. The addition of Joel Andrew. Good job. Good job. I love it. I just don't think Jaden operated in that area enough yesterday. The oddball being on that line and length. That's good. That's good stuff. He's coming by. He's bowled really well this morning. Or today, I should say, because it's afternoon now in New Zealand. But yeah, Major General, we spoke about that squad yesterday. It's a good squad. A real good captain, real good young captain in Joshua Dorn. I think he'll get some good leadership, some assistance from Joel Andrew. Given the fact that Andrew has played international cricket, and he can bring a lot of things that he's learned from that arena into the on the 19 setup, right? So yeah, I think we got some good young all-rounders in Shaquan Bell and Van Lang. Dorn himself is an all-rounder. The left arm pacer, Jakeem Pollard, I like the look of him. There's the young left arm spinner, the Chinaman spinner from Jamaica. I love that kid. I absolutely love that kid. I think if handled correctly, West Indies have a gem of a spinner. If handled correctly, the lines and lengths that this kid hits, it's amazing. I hope he's given a proper opportunity. I hope he's given the room to grow. But with this group of players here, I think West Indies, if we do what we need to do in terms of nurturing them, most of them could probably end up being world-class batsmen and bowlers if nurtured properly, given the right support. FG, I'm not sure Ian Bishop wants a position with West Indies. I think Ian Bishop likes it where he is. I do know that he communicates with the players, he talks with the players, right? He makes himself available in terms of, just having conversations. But I don't think Ian Bishop necessarily wants to be part and parcel of the West Indies setup. Edgar Tucson, in order for West Indies win this game, we will have to bat phenomenally well and bowl New Zealand out really quickly in their second innings. As it stands right now, we got 3 days and a bit to go. We would have to see how West Indies bat before I can actually start thinking about, if we can win this game. The best bet right now is to draw this game. The best bet. Start with a draw in mind and work from there. That is what I think should be happening. Major General, that I said that to another group of people yesterday. Cricket West Indies have got to have a plan for these young men. This is a very talented bunch. I think it's one of the most talented bunch we've had in a long time. I don't even think the group that won the World Cup was as talented as this group is. And that's my honest opinion. I don't think that group that won the World Cup is as talented as this group is. And I think one of the reasons is there's been a lot of changes, a lot of work has gone into these young men. And it is showing. It is showing. When you put the work in, a lot of times the proof is in the pudding. They played brilliantly against England. It was a really good showing against the young Sri Lankans. Joshua Dorn has played at the World Cup before. Joel Andrews played at the World Cup before. Joel Andrews has first-class experience, right? I think Joshua Dorn has played. I would have to verify this. He's played a couple of first-class matches. I'm not too certain, but Jonathan Van Lang is a very talented youngster. Knows how to bat. Dorn, brilliant young batsman. We know what Joel Andrews can do. We got two good wicket keepers in Shamar Apple and Tenez Francis. I didn't like the fact yesterday that West Indies kind of just went through the motions. It was really sad to see how we approached yesterday's proceedings. It just seemed like we went through the motions. We didn't look like if we wanted it. This is a must-win game, and we just came into it, like as I said at the beginning of the live session, unmotivated, hoping that something would happen for us. We weren't willing to be patient. And then when once Anderson, after the first 10, 12 overs, once Anderson Phillip came in and Greaves came in, it just seems like the shackles were broken. And after then, we couldn't recover. I'm really not too sure what's going on with Anderson Phillip in this game. He just can't seem to get it right. It just seems more like he's trying really, really, really hard. Too hard. When things are not going your way, just look to put the ball on the spot. To me, it looks like he's trying to bowl too fast. And he's not an out-and-out fast bowler. The odd times he gets up to about 137, 138, but he typically operates around 130, 129 areas. Work there. Work your line, work your length. Look to hit that handkerchief, as they call it. My thoughts on Sachin Tendulkar. Sachin Tendulkar is one of the finest batsmen that has ever walked the earth. I'll tell you that much. Right? And if anyone needs if any one of our young batsmen needs someone to model themselves off of, Tendulkar is not a bad place to look. Right? He's really not a bad place to look. Uh, FG, Atenes wouldn't have been a give. I wouldn't have mind Atenes getting a couple overs to turn his hand over. You know, it wouldn't have done any harm. Ooh, Jaden Sears is bowling really well today. He's bowling really well today. He's getting the ball in some really, really dangerous areas. And I can't say it enough. I just wish he had this level of consistency yesterday. Right? Yeah, Rods. It, it was good to see Imlach trying to get him to hone in on that length, right? But I just think that he was trying to bowl too fast. Sometimes when it's not going right for you, you just have to look to hit a length. Cut the pace and hit a length. Lines and lengths are sometimes more important than pace. Sometimes it's more important than pace. And in more often than not, it is. Because you can bowl as fast as you can and be wayward as hell and give away a whole lot of runs. Anyways, guys, share this live. Share it to your Facebook. Share it to your WhatsApp. Let's get some more people in the conversation. Let's get some more people in the conversation. Didier, our bowlers not used to having to be patient and consistent for a whole day to get wickets. That's my opinion. You are absolutely right, Didier. Our bowlers are not accustomed to being patient. I mean, when you look at first class cricket, right? I don't know how much you guys watch our regional 4-day tournament. The reason why you see a lot of big scores sometimes is because our bowlers are just not patient. They would hit a good length, no success there, then they go searching for something else. And it's a loose delivery. So what happens there is you're not challenging our batsmen long enough. And then our batsmen would have racked up a whole ton of runs. And then they come to places like New Zealand and they go to places like in India or wherever in the world. And then we're asking the question, but this man made a lot of runs in our first class system because he wasn't tested. He wasn't tested on good, accurate lines and lengths long enough. So his technique can't stand up to lines and lengths that's going to be testing him for 8, 9, 10 overs before he can even get the boundary ball. He's accustomed to hitting a ball to the boundary every over. Now when he has to try and figure it out and bat for 10 overs, men challenging him in areas that he's not accustomed to being challenged. And then our batsmen fold because our bowlers are just not patient enough. Yes, we do need better pitches. Cricket West Indies, I know they've been trying. I can't say they're not trying, right? Somehow I hope they figure it out in the near future. I really, really hope they figure it out. The pitches have been getting better, but I think they can be better than what currently obtains. Rods, that is true. We used to be able to see our faces in the pitch at Sabina Park. The last time Sabina Park looked like that was 1998 against England, if I'm not mistaken, when that pitch turned out to be too treacherous, when the ball was rearing off of a good length and hitting men. But I remember up to then and years previous, Sabina Park was like a glass top. You could actually see your face in it. I just used to, I'm watching TV and I'm looking at the pitch and I'm in awe. Because I've never seen anything like it before. And like every time I saw it, it was like the first time I'm seeing it. but we need to get, Kensington Oval back to where it used to be. We need to inject some life somehow into the Queen's Park Oval. We need to inject some life into the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. I think the pitch in St. Lucia at the Darren Sammy Stadium is about the truest pitch that we have. The one in Dominica, we served up a raging tournament in India a couple of years ago. I can't understand how we have pacers, but we kind of prepared a pitch to suit the Indians. I couldn't figure that one out for the life of me. So yeah, we've got to figure out our pitch situation. We've got to figure out our pitches. We've got to make sure we have good pitches from the age group level all the way on up. It means a lot of work to be done. There has to be a lot of collaboration between CWI and the territorial boards and respective governments. Because no matter how we try, the governments are always going to have to be included, because that's just the nature of West Indies cricket. Rads, they've got to get the mixture right. They just got to figure out how to get the mixture right, I don't know how it's going to be done, but they've got to figure out how to get the mixture right. Sherwin, the Whitefield is a local lad. I think he's a local lad from this district team. And given the fact that there's several players from the West Indies are off right now, so he's just doing the duties to West Indies. I hope if a catch comes to him, he takes the damn catch and don't shell it. I hope if a catch comes his way, he takes that catch and don't shell it. Because that would be something. One of his fellow countrymen hit the ball in the air and it comes to him, and all of a sudden, he got greasy hands. No filter, boss. You think you're sounding like Walter. Every match, the first test, after New Zealand set West Indies 512 to win, Walter had us being bowled out in just under a session and a half. And that would have been tea time, I think, on day 4. Well, he did get his wish in the last game, but I'm hoping you and Walter don't get your wish. I'm hoping you and Walter don't get your wish. Because I'm hoping the top artists show up. Mr. Casanova, I've seen it before. I've actually seen it before. These things happen from time to time. It happens. And Anderson Phillip is back. And still can't seem to hit the right lengths. Short and wide. He's lucky Glenn Phillips didn't put that ball away. I'm surprised Glenn Phillips didn't put that ball away. The caliber batsman that Glenn Phillips is. No, filter boss, no, I'm in the United States. I'm in the United States. Mr. Casanova said Sammy should have not taken the field. I want to agree with you. He should have donned his whites. Sammy should have donned his whites. Give me a minute, fellas. Give me a minute. forgot to put the charger on this computer, so I had to go grab the charger real quick. But I'm back. No filter, boss. It don't matter. He's the coach. These things have happened in the past. Lots of players have gotten injured, and coaches have had to put on a set of whites and go out there. I know if Sammy got a set of whites that can fit him because he looked like he's put on some weight over the last couple of years. Right now, they're showing the head position, as you guys are seeing if you're watching the game, between Anderson Phillip and Jaden Seals. And you can see what is going on with Anderson Phillip. And that is telling me he is striving for pace. The head is falling away because he's striving for pace. Oh my goodness. Who was that? Who was that? Yeah, I thought it was Brandon King. Yeah, I thought it was Brandon King. That is not a good look. That is not a good look that for somebody that has to start preparing their mind to come and open the button in the not too distant future. He looked stiff. He looked really, really stiff. Sammy eating a lot of fried rice and patties. Them things will do it to you. Fried rice, patties, roti. Yeah, them things gonna do it to you. Bread. Yeah, it gonna swell you up. No filter bar said roti is dangerous. It is. It is. If you consume a lot of that stuff, you will swell up. You will swell up. By the way, fellas, I noticed something today that says the two matches against Pakistan will be played in Trinidad. I'm not too sure how true that is. Has anyone seen anything? Matter of fact, let me pull up the Cricket West Indies website while I'm here. Nothing on the Cricket West Indies website with regards to the hosting of those two matches. So we await confirmation, but I did see something today that says those two matches will be played in Trinidad. So I'm sure in the not too distant future we're going to hear about it. This is a New Zealand side that bats really deep, though. Because to think about it, Glenn Phillips is coming at 8. Well, he would have come at 7. Usually, had Jacob Duffy not come as the night watchman last night, but this New Zealand team bats quite deep. Four 8-1 for 6. I'm sure Aston Chase and Brandon King and John Campbell's minds are probably going, are they going to declare anytime soon? But the guys have got to keep plugging away. Jaden Seals has got to make up his mind to bowl a pretty long spell and keep putting that ball in the right areas. He's already started troubling Glenn Phillips outside off stump. You know, I think it would make sense right now to get Justin Graves back into the attack and ask the two of them to concentrate outside off for as long as possible. FG, I'm sure Shea Hope is going to be fit to bat. Not too sure what's going on with him. I probably missed it, but I haven't seen him on the field in a while. So more than likely, he'll only be able to bat after the amount of time that he would have been on the field has elapsed, or after he would have to come at 5, I think. Major General says some people might be looking at the guys, on the 19 side and saying work hard, on 19 World Cup and debut in the summer. I hope that doesn't happen. For the sake of those young men, I hope that doesn't happen, right? Every now and then you would have someone who is referred to as a generational talent, and the only generational talent we have had in the last 30-odd years is Brian Lara. There were people saying that, calling Shimron Hetmyer a generational talent. Shimron Hetmyer is not a generational talent. He's not a generational talent. He was a good young batsman. But to say he's a generational talent, no. I heard people saying Joel Andrew is a generational talent. Joel Andrew is not a generational talent. Didier, the only place that really gets really good turnout from West Indian fans, not touring fans, is Jamaica. That's the only place that gets consistent turnout of fans. And I believe Cricket West Indies needs to pay attention to that and needs to give Jamaica more matches. Grenada was okay. Grenada was okay. FG, there's a test match. There's a tour that Afghanistan is supposed to be making to the West Indies in early 2027. 1 test match, 3 T20s, and I think 3 one-dayers. Major General, I don't think so. I don't think it was because of the day-night event. Whenever cricket is played at Sabina Park, there's generally a reasonable attendance. Generally, there's a reasonable attendance. Sherwin, which cricket you just be watching, man? You started to baffle me. Which cricket you just be watching? Every time there's cricket in Jamaica, there's a decent turnout, as opposed to when it's played at Queen's Park Oval, Providence, Darren Sammy Stadium. The only reason Barbados might get a reason, Kensington Oval might get a reasonable turnout is if England or Australia are touring. Other than that, the stand is quite empty. But if you go to Jamaica, the Jamaicans come out. The ground might not be filled, but you will have about a good 3,000-4,000 people per day. I can't say the same for other grounds. And that is shameful. For anybody that's in the Caribbean that's on this live right now, if you guys, I don't know if, tell me, do you guys go to the matches when West Indies play? Whether it's Trinidad, whether it's Barbados, whether it's Grenada, Dominica, St. Vincent, Jamaica, do you guys attend the matches? That's what I want to know right now. Do you guys, when in whatever the respective territories that you're from, do you attend the matches? Yeah, Didier, based on me watching the game, there was some stands that had a healthy attendance in them, right? Sammy, my fellow Top of Off Cricket podcast guy, host, panel member, he lives in Jamaica, right? And he was at all the days. When when England and Australia touring, Antigua, St. Lucia, Barbados, matter of fact, wherever the team goes, the supporters go, because those people have money, right? And they can afford it. What I think the problem is, Cricket West Indies don't do a good job of advertising the game or marketing the game, I should say, not advertising, but marketing the game throughout the territories. They somehow the marketing arm of Cricket West Indies and the regional, the territorial boards have got to figure out how to connect with John Public to get people back into the grounds. They've got to figure out to watch Test cricket. They've got to figure out how to connect. Yes, I do. I do believe that they need to the games need to start at least on a Friday. If you want people to come out and watch the games, you've got to start at least on a Friday. You can't start the games on Tuesday and Wednesday when people have to go to work. Then people come home and they're tired. They got family to take care of during the week. You can't expect them. You can't expect them to come out to the games. So if you want maximum participation from John Public, have the games on the weekend. Yo, Major General, like I said, they got to figure out how to connect with the fans. What does the fans like? Who am I dealing with? Right? What the people that are around the ages of between the ages of 18 and 35, what do they like? Between 35 and 50, what do they like? How do I appeal to them? How do I bring them back into the ground? What do I need to do to get the kids? Do I need to collaborate between the governments and the local ministries of education to get the kids into the ground? They got to figure it out. They got to figure it out. Chris Derring is a marketing mastermind. He got to figure it out. Garvey, will the matches between West Indies and Pakistan be held at the Brian Lara in Trinidad? That is what I want to know. I saw something today that said those two matches between West Indies and Pakistan in July next year will be held in Trinidad. I'm not too sure how true that is. Major General said, just tell me, free oxtail and jerk pork. I right there with you, my boy. I right there with you. Free oxtail and jerk pork. I there. I am missing that. It's a struggle watching. It's a struggle watching Anderson Phillip right now. He's having a rough go. I honestly think Roston Chase needs to give him a break and bring Justin Graves back. It's tough. You got to understand when the moment that he's in right now, and it's just not working for him, right? It doesn't seem like, sometimes players they're able to work through things. Today doesn't. Yesterday and today just don't seem like one of those, like two of those days for Anderson Phillip. He's finding it really tough, and Roston Chase has got to take that weight off of that young man's shoulder. I don't think he can get out of this over soon enough. 2 balls left. That's a good delivery. That's where he needs to be operating. Commentators are talking about an ideal declaration score right now. I think New Zealand are going to bat the session out. But more than likely, I think they're going to look to use all 10 wickets because they're only trying to bat once in this test match. What do I think of Chase's captaincy stint so far? It's been a rough one. Rough one because of where we started against Australia. Rough one because his own form has been non-existent. So it's been rough. It's been a rough one. That's what I think of it. It's been rough. We had 3 matches against Australia where we could have won all 3 matches. I don't care. People seem to want to focus on that 27, right? But if you look at the series in its entirety, if you look at big picture of that series, in all 3 matches, we were in the driving seat with chasing scores that should have been easily attainable. And I thought it was just a lack of belief from 11 men, a lack of belief. Jamaica was tough, right? That second innings, especially Mitchell Stark, Jamaica was tough. But I thought in Barbados and Grenada, we had a really, really good chance to win those games. And we messed it up. Because we had a bunch of men, 11 men, that blinked instead of just held their composure, looked at it and said, okay, we got 200 out to chase. Cool, we got 2 days and change to chase it. Cool, we'll take our time. Rods, and that is the problem. We have a problem focusing for the entirety of a cricket match. And that is because of how the game is played in the West Indies. I don't know if, like I asked the question before, how many people here watch regional 4-day cricket? When you look at the game, it lacks intensity, right? The intensity required that they're required to play at that level, which they should translate to this level, it is non-existent. It is just not there. It just looks like a group of men who are out for a Sunday stroll. That's how regional 4-day cricket looks to me. There's no intensity, there's no real pressure. And then you expect to, when you show up to test cricket, it's 5 days of pressure because men are coming prepared mentally to grind it out for 5 days. Whether you're playing Australia, England, Zimbabwe, South Africa, New Zealand, these are men whose minds are prepared for 5 days of cricket. But the way how we approach the game in the West Indies, it doesn't lend to us performing at those levels in international cricket. And the different franchises have got to look at that. They've got to look at that. What is the intensity like? What is the concentration levels like? Rod's intensity is everybody's responsibility, right? Just like leadership is everybody's responsibility, intensity is everybody's responsibility. And if everyone goes out there with intent, I'm not saying you're going to be switched on for 90 overs per day, but if you are intent on being present in the moment for the majority of the day, I think we'll be in a better place. FG, I'll tell you what. Of all the territories, Barbados has got the best setup. I'll tell you that much. And there's a reason why there are more Bajan players in the West Indies squad than from any other territory. Because Bajan players are better prepared than Jamaicans, Guyanese, Trinidadians, Leeward Islands, Windward. They are better prepared. Vanty Williams, the Shell Shield back in the day was very competitive for a reason. Because think about the era that those men came from, right? And what the game meant to them. Think about that. And you'll understand why the game was so competitive. Given the fact that those men played the game for the love of the game. Now the game is more commercialized. Players play for money. They don't play for necessarily the love of the game. Didier, we have spoken a number of times about this jersey situation, right? Even when I look online and I look for West Indies kit, It is very it is very expensive. It is very expensive. So I can imagine, you know, how tough it is for a local in, let's say, Jamaica or Antigua, Barbados, Trinidad, Guyana, wherever. I can imagine how tough it is for them, you know. But I do think Cricket West Indies need to look at merchandising more seriously. They really need to look at merchandising. Because, like me, I would love if I go to Guyana and I can walk into, let's say I'm at the airport. I would love to know that I can buy a Shamar Joseph colored, you know, one day kit, the jersey. I would love to know that I can, if I go to Barbados, I can get a jersey with Shea Hope on the back, Hope on the back. But somehow we can't figure out this merchandising thing. And it seems like Cricket West Indies don't want to make money for real, right? FG, I used to love Carl Best. Carl Best was one of my favorite cricketers. I just used to love Carl Best. That's a good observation, Major General. That's a very good observation. You know, all these white ball leagues that doesn't quite lend to improving this product here. Yeah, Rods. Yeah. You can go to football matches in certain places and you can get a jersey on the spot. Pressed on the spot. Okay, you want Messi? Cool, I got you. Heat press. Here you go. Oh wow, Rasta Nato was your cousin? Rasta Nato that was a good batsman. That was a really, really good batsman. I remember Rasta Otto giving Guyana nightmares many times. Really good batsman back in the day. What Major General? What is Rasta Otto doing these days? Is he around still? Is he still around with us? I got to be careful with that question. Rods, that's a conversation for a different day. That's a conversation for a different day because our admins really, really suck. Our admins really, really suck. We, especially at the at the territorial board level, our administrators can't figure it out. When it's at the club level, it's in like in the case of Guyana, at club, county, and the Guyana cricket, they just can't figure it out. They just can't figure it out. They would like to think they are, but they can't figure it out. Oh man. Condolences, bro. That was one of the finest one of the finest batsmen in regional cricket. Let me tell you how bad regional cricket is right now. You can't even get good commentary. You cannot even get good radio commentary. The commentators are straight trash. I remember Rod said, I'm a Trinidad, they're stealing money in Trinidad. I've heard the stories. Basrat got a lot of explaining to do. Yeah, Major General, life happens indeed, bro. Life happens indeed. But he left a legacy. He left a memory. People like me still remember Ralston Otto. Yeah, Rod's commentary in I don't know what it is. Even on the YouTube feed, you can't get good commentary. It's piss poor. You know, I come up in the days of Rex Pereira and Tony Kozia and all these men, Andrew Mason and all these men, right? You get good radio commentary. There was a guy from Guyana called named Keith Michael Austin. That's my favorite radio commentator. Keith Michael Austin. I remember Keith Michael Austin doing the Northern Telecom tournament in 1989 in Guyana. And it was like, I was at home in Berbice in Guyana, in New Amsterdam. I'm from New Amsterdam. And the matches were being played in Georgetown, Everest, GCC, and those places. And it was like, the way how he described the game, what he was seeing, it was like I was at the game. Because he painted the picture. The commentators we have today, I'm being polite. I'm trying my best. There's a female commentator that's pretty good. There's two of them right now. The one from Trinidad, Stacey Ann Williams, I think her name is, and the other young lady from Barbados. Well, we got Sam on board tonight. Sam has decided to join us.
Good evening. Kevi, and of course, all the viewers online, subscribers, fans. Yeah. I hear I pull in there and I realize that, oh, you're on, because I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I said, wait, so I'm listening to your lamentations. you and some of the viewers. I would have spoken to this before, but I feel the urge to speak about it again. The jersey problem.
Yes.
When West Indies were playing Australia at Sabina, you know, myself and my brother Stamon, we're out there. So we asked for a player jersey, a test jersey, with the name of the player on the back. And the lady who was representing Cricket West Indies said, buy the jersey and you print the name on the back. I kid you not.
Oh my goodness.
I kid you not. I seem to recall Chris Derrin speaking to this issue, but you know, a lot of times when I listen to Mason and guess I'm doing something else, you know, so sometimes I miss the full story. But
yeah,
and the problem is the way he curates the podcasts. You won't know, well, oh, on this particular day you had Chris Derrin there. It just says
Mason and guess.
Tuesday, December, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? That's what it is. So it would be good to go back and to listen to some of those episodes where Chris Derring, because whenever Chris Derring is on, he's excellent. Whatever you want to say about Cricket West Indies, whatever, I think we should be happy to have a man like Chris Derring.
Yeah.
Right? And he can't work miracles, but
no, definitely not.
One of the things I give him props for is that he speaks to the public. He comes out and he speaks. He's not afraid. And you know how Andrew Mason can get. By the way, I love Andrew Mason. We know he can, yeah, stoke a little fire here and there, you know. Yeah, man. But that jersey thing, I still don't understand why. I don't understand. We're losing out on money. Look, I'm heartened. Like, so for example, you look at this test match in New Zealand, to see there are people in the stands who or young kids, for example, wearing a West Indies, you know, and some of it is dated.
Yeah.
So think about it, if when we're touring, as part of the tour, we have some West Indies merch to sell. Don't you think those folks would buy it? There's some people who love the Clive Lloyds and the Viv Richards of the West Indies and would love to wear a jersey with a Viv on the back. So we're missing something, and for the life of me, I don't understand how come we're not there.
When you see India playing, right? When you see India playing and you look in the stands, is hundreds and hundreds or sometimes thousands of Virat Kohli jersey.
Yeah.
It's Sharma jersey, Jadeja jersey. Yeah. And I can't understand.
Sachin is still a big,
you know, Sachin Tendulkar is still a big man. You know, I can't understand it in the life of me.
I know there'll be fans who would be willing to go out there and say, look, we're a Chris Gayle test jersey. You know, Chris Gayle is like a god out in India.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah. We are missed, you know, we keep complaining that we don't have money, but we're missing the little things. Imagine you have international engagements at Sabina Park, at Kensington Oval, at Providence, and a customer walks up to you, your boot, and he says, I want a Shamar Joseph jersey because Shamar Joseph tearing the Australians apart right now. And I just got to have Shamar Joseph jersey.
Yeah.
And whoever is there operating at the booth says, well, we can sell you the jersey, but you can print it yourself. Look how much money you just lose there. You understand me? Because no, I don't want the plain jersey. I want Shamar Joseph jersey.
Yeah.
I want Alzarri Joseph's jersey.
Yeah.
I want Brandon King's jersey.
Yeah. And there's something about the authenticity of you buying that printed jersey with the name there. Not something I go to somebody and then they make a mistake. They use a different font. They misspell the name or some foolishness. No, and that's how you protect your brand. Let me tell you, when that lady told me that or responded that way to me, I was wondering if she lost her damn mind.
Yeah.
I say, you know what? I just say, no, thank you, and I walked away.
Hey.
Because a lot of times too, you know, some of these people who you interface with, they themselves are frustrated with things, you know. Sometimes they make recommendations,
and
but
it is not
whatever reason or reasons, you know. So it's I don't know.
I would love to have a conversation with Chris Derrin and you know, and company to find out why is it we can't have that as part of, you know, because I would tell them what, right? A proper heat press costs about $200 and something. $200 and something.
US, yeah.
US, you understand me? That's an absolute drop in the bucket.
You know, I fail to. I really don't understand what the deal is here. I really don't know. Something doesn't smell right, because, you know, part of our problem, you know, is that, you know, the French thing, the insularity.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know if that is part of the of this thing, you know. What?
Hey, Sammy, the Major General say you owe he and me 20 pounds of oxtail and jerk pork.
Oh boy. Yeah. I hear you, Major. I hear you.
Hey, FG, yes, customer service is not our strong point throughout the Caribbean. It is just not we think, and I don't know when or if we are going to ever figure it out, but it just don't seem like, you know, the white folks, as much as we can cost them for a lot of things, we can learn about customer service from them. You understand me? Because they are big on their product and they understand what it takes to move their product, and they don't compromise quality of service. Rods, it would cost me more than $500 to send my kids back to Guyana to get $500. So the maths is not maths in there, as the young people say.
Oh, well, look at it this way, you know. You go home, a Guyanese Christmas, boy.
And, hey, nothing beats a Guyanese Christmas.
It's on another level, you know.
Nothing beats a Guyanese Christmas. I have to agree, yeah. Right?
Yeah.
If you want,
of course, if you're a Jamaican, it's going to be a Jamaican Christmas.
Yeah, it's gonna be a yard Christmas, you know, Antigua and Trinidadian. But in a West Indian, let's say this, a West Indian Christmas.
There you go. Yeah.
Nothing compares. You understand me? Nothing compares to a West Indian Christmas. Pepper pot, sorrel, ginger beer, you know, black cake, sponge cake. Nice.
You know, I think for me right now, I see that, you know, the Major General, because I come on late, you know, Major General said I got to pay a fine, right?
Yeah.
Come on. But I'll tell you what, for Christmas, for me, I don't need much. I don't need anything really. One thing I need at Christmas, music. You know, my favorite, Otis Redding.
Redding.
Yeah, man. And of course, Nat King Cole and everything. And I'm fine. Why? Because it takes me back to Christmas in Guyana back in the 80s, 90s, you name it. That's it for me.
Well, fellas, as we stand here right now, the score is 508
for 6.
Will the New Zealanders declare? What are your thoughts? Will New Zealand declare? Sam, there was a stat this morning that popped up that said we only got about 10% of our deliveries in the right areas yesterday.
10%?
As opposed to this morning, so this was right before lunch, and they did the computations. This morning it was 38%. A marked increase of 28%. I would imagine that would have grown over the post-lunch session, because we bowled a whole lot better. During the post-lunch session, we were able to pick up 3 wickets.
I'm wondering what accounts for that. I know, I think we started off well yesterday from the little I've seen. Well, I saw, sorry. And, well, save for Phillips.
So this is what happened. The first, I think, 10 to 12
first hour.
First hour. Let's say the first hour was good, right? Even though Jaden Seals wasn't, both him and Roach, they weren't getting the balls or enough balls in the right areas, right? But they got balls in the right areas, not consistently, and that's why Tom Latham and Conway were able to survive that first hour, because they managed to ride those good deliveries out. But then once Anderson Phillip came on, the very first delivery, he released the pressure. And every over, it was like 2 boundary balls. So I didn't have to do anything.
I think the first ball he bowled.
Yeah, the first ball he bowled went to the boundary. Yeah, the first 2 balls actually went to the boundary.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But you know, the other thing, and look, I'm always concerned about pace, in the sense that, is it sometimes that our bowlers are trying too much? Like, so for example, when Shamar Joseph oversteps the line, or Alzari, usually it's them, you know, just striving to put something extra on the ball. And I'm wondering too if, and I bring this up in the sense that, okay, you could sense that, all right, we're not doing as well as we would want. It's the first session, we haven't got no wicket. Do you then pull it back a little and just focus again on line and length? Don't do too much, because the thing is, if after the first session you don't get a wicket, you are playing New Zealand in New Zealand, you've got to have in the back of your mind that, look, we're probably going to be out here all day, which means you have to conserve your energy. Especially given the fact that you're, I don't want to say one bowler down, but we all agree that, look, we can go with the extra batter, right? So I would like, I don't know if they have the stats, like to see, okay, like for the first, or for every over, if we can have an idea as to bowler speeds. You know, I don't know if that's a stat they actually I can pull up from anywhere. I haven't ever seen that.
I'm not sure if
watching.
I'm not sure if you're able to pull it up on Cricinfo anyway, but sometimes they would pull up average speeds, and the commentary team would give you average speeds, right? Statsman would give the average speeds and stuff like that. But I was speaking to just what you're talking about earlier on in the live, especially with Anderson Phillip, because they just had a graphic up with him and Jayden Seales side by side. Anderson Seales' head is falling away, right? Meanwhile, Seales' head is where he wants to go, right? His head is falling away. His eyes are in a different direction. Naturally, once that happens, it tends to go down, right? Mm. You shorten your delivery.
Yeah. And my thinking, when you see even for, let me say, an inexperienced bowler, when your head is falling away like that, it tells me you're really trying, you're really pushing, you're really trying to get pace. And like I always say, it's like when a player warming up, you know, and they keep the ball right here. They're just trying to, you know, just get the ball to Kevy. So yeah. Kevy are just warming up.
Yeah.
Good. And I'm thinking, fine. Of course, when you're actually bowling, you're gonna put something else in, but just keep it right here. Like you look, I don't remember who the bowler was from New Zealand, but just right here, and you're bowling
Duffy?
Around. Sorry,
Duffy.
If it Duffy, it might be. Slips me right now, but in any way, he's bowling under 130 for sure.
Oh, you talking about Fultz? Zach Fultz.
There you go. But yeah. Just right there, not yeah. No. Big, just right there, just getting the ball down, and you have
focus on the mechanics. That is what Fultz does. He focused on the mechanics, and if your mechanics are right, you don't have to be express. You understand? Glenn McGrath wasn't express, but you know what Glenn McGrath did? He put it on a damn dime, almost every delivery. He put it in an area where you don't want it to be. And that's what I was telling the guys earlier. I said, Anderson Phillip, after he realized that he was proven to be expensive, he should have pulled it back. Because I think, I could be wrong. Maybe they asked him to be the enforcer. But he doesn't have the pace for that. You understand me? Maybe they asked.
So given that Joseph is out and
given right. that let's forget the Josephs. OJ Shields is not there because right. Shields was the enforcer in the last 2 games.
Yeah, he was giving chin music.
Right. So maybe they asked him to. But if you are running and bowling, and you don't have that pace, right? Mm-hmm. You're not getting your short balls in the right areas, right?
Yeah.
At what point do we change the tactic? Okay, cool. Anderson, this is what I need you to do. Mm-hmm. Focus on a line and a length. Get your rhythm going right. Get everything moving in the same direction. You understand? Build your rhythm. And then we'll work from there. But instead, for this man has bowled 22 overs, I think it is, and every over, if I'm not mistaken, he's bowled a boundary ball. He's going over 5 and over.
25 overs.
He's
5.12. And let me come back to this now. Justin Greaves. Bowling way slower than him, right? Has the best figures. Economy rate, number of wickets. 4 maidens. No, actually, Anderson Phillip got 3 maidens. He got 3 maidens. But in any case, though, Justin Greaves got 4, 28 overs, 2.71. 1 wide. And you know, the other thing about what you're talking about there, about, you know, deciding to just focus on the mechanics, you know, line and length. What you then do is that you force the batsman to stop and to think.
Yes.
Because remember now, this is the 3rd test match. Yeah. They've seen you. They've seen you match number 2.
Yeah.
They got some data on you. And when I said data, recent data is the most
last week data.
Informative. Right. Yeah. Don't forget about what you did in England and what you do with county. What you did last week in our conditions.
Real life data.
Right. So they have that. So when they come in with a game plan and you then doing something new, you force them to stop and think. And in doing that, you could probably pick up a wicket. I wasn't surprised. Well, you all know I love Greaves from
Somebody just said Sammy loves Greaves.
Giant killer. I tell you, Travis Heads of the world, the Kane Williamsons of the world. Yeah, man. And what is he bowling? 140, of course, now.
124, 125, you know. Right. Might get up to 129 every now and then.
Yeah. Yeah.
General asked if Jason Holder comes back now, we will keep Greaves. That would definitely, if Jason Holder comes back, it means Rosner Chase definitely has to step aside. It means he definitely has to step aside, right? Listen, in the context of West Indies cricket today, Justin Greaves is good enough to play purely as a batsman, right? He's good enough to play purely as a batsman. He doesn't have to bowl. I was watching England and during the lunch hour, I was watching England and Australia and watching Jofra Archer notch up a half century, a really, really responsible half century. Because when he came to the wicket, England were 100 and something for 8.
Well, I see that the record 286.
286, yeah.
3.
And every time I see Jofra Archer playing for England, it kind of upsets me a little bit. Because I can't understand how you got a jewel like that and don't realize what you have in your hands.
But you know my theory on that, right? What Archer is doing for England, if he had stayed in the West Indies, he probably would not have been doing those things.
Well,
it's a question mark in my mind.
Yeah, there is that, right? But I think he could have very well turned out just in the manner that Shamar Joseph has turned out. You understand me? In terms of taking bundles of wickets.
Yeah, true.
Right? And he probably would have been playing at this point now. Jofra Archer, I think, is about 30 years old now. He probably would have been playing for West Indies about 10 years now.
Yeah.
Because you remember he was in England and he sit for a while until his paperwork come true for a good few years.
He could have been another maybe him and Roach would have had a lot of talking, and who knows.
And you know why?
So he would have been a great for sure. Yeah.
You know, and yesterday I was watching the BBL, right? Big Bash League in Australia. And Chris Jordan was playing. Chris Jordan plays for the Hobart Hurricanes. And at the end of the game, they won the game, and he was interviewed. Straight Bajan accent. No British accent. Straight Bajan accent.
Mm.
You understand me? Chris Jordan is another player that we could have had. He even came back and played in the West Indies first class tournament, trying to get a chance, and they didn't see it fit to pick him. We just keep missing opportunities. We just keep missing opportunities. Well, the New Zealand's decided that they're not going to declare.
Are you surprised?
No, I'm not surprised.
You got Ravindra there, you know. But let's see. They might try to pick up the pace a bit, because what could, well, I mean, 509. Probably carry it out, because in a session you can throw it up to 100. 100 runs in the session. Probably.
FG, I told somebody that, you know, there's a lot of people that keep saying Jacob Bethel, West Indies, that's one that West Indies missed and whatever. Jacob Bethel was never going to play for the West Indies. That white man was never going to let his son play for the West Indies. I told people that. So I don't consider Jacob Bethel one of us. His father was in Barbados for a period of time, did what he had to do, and when it was time to go back home, that's what they did. I don't think there was ever a plan for Jacob Bethel to play for the West Indies. Yes, Chris Jordan did convince Jofra Archer to move to England. He did do that. FG, I don't think New Zealand are being greedy. I think they're trying to bat once, and they're trying to make sure that whatever score they put on the board, West Indies don't get there.
But here's the other consideration. I don't know for sure, but remember, when we look at these test matches now, you know, it's not like in the 1980s. Teams are now considering the test championship and rankings and what have you. So if you can beat a team by a larger margin than some other team would have beaten that very team, I would imagine that counts towards the points. I don't know, but I would imagine that that's a factor in it. I don't know for sure.
I'm not sure about that. I just think there's points if you win and if you draw. Right? And then they do the whole I forgot what you call it, but there's points to winning and there's points for a draw.
Okay. Because then again, it's not a case whereby everybody plays the same teams in a cycle too, right? That's not the case. That's
not the case.
Right.
If the ICC truly wants Test cricket to matter, and if they truly want the Test championship to matter, everybody has to play everybody, right? And it has to. If the contention is that we don't have enough time in the window in the different windows because of all this cricket that's being played, it is simple. FIFA has international windows. You understand? Whereby for a 2-week span, teams go away and they play for their players go away and they play for their national teams. The same thing can happen in cricket. The same thing can happen in cricket. You understand? If you decide, well, we're gonna have this window for a whole month, and these are the matches that you're going to play in this month. Because in this past 3 weeks, West Indies have played 3 matches. West Indies and New Zealand played 3 matches in 3 weeks. So don't tell me you can't play a certain amount of matches over a month span. 25 overs, 3 maidens, 128 runs, no wickets. The current stat line for Anderson Phillip. But there's a comment here in the comment section about Daniel Bell Drummond. The problem with Bell Drummond and Emilio Gay and Mike Atherton's son, the young D'Oliveira, whatever his name is, if they were to come to the West Indies and play, it means they lose their contracts back in England, right? They're now viewed as overseas players. Imagine that, being born in a country and you will be viewed as an overseas player. And I don't know how the ICC or if England or if anybody can pressure England to change their system or their requirements, I should say. But it wouldn't hurt to get, to somehow get the people like Daniel Bell Drummond and them on board, right? Because we've now got to understand that, okay, what we have in the West Indies is not really good enough. You got to look into the diaspora. There's the Davies brothers out in Australia, but then again, do they want to come? Do they genuinely want to come? I know there have been some communication going on with players in the diaspora. Do they want to come?
Athena is talking about the BCCI.
Yes, and she's right. They literally controls the
what I was going to say to her is that the ICC is actually the Indian Cricket Council.
Yes, it's the Indian Cricket Council. Yeah. They control the ICC. The ICC is just the international marketing arm of the BCCI. That's what they are. Jesus Christ. FGY Chase continues to bowl. Anderson Phillip is beyond me. I don't have the answers. 63 fours in the New Zealand innings so far. FG, listen, Cricket West Indies have got to, I don't know what kind of communication they've had with these young men, but something has got to happen, right? Does it mean that if they come, they all succeed? I don't know. But you don't know unless you give it a shot, right? Unless they're available and they're able to play. I would love to see them come and play some regional cricket, add some experience, some professionalism to what we currently have, because it's sorely lacking. It is sorely lacking. Soldier man. Oh, wow. Anderson Phillip picks up a wicket. Anderson Phillip picks up a wicket.
I was driving and listening to y'all.
I'm there, Wally.
We're going on.
So where was this consort? Is all the way out?
Yeah, in Mississauga.
Okay, boy.
Hey, good, Anderson. Listen to me. I was thinking that, knowing West Indies cricket, how badly he bowled, they might want done with he. I hope they don't, because he got something there. That ball there proved that he got something. And that ball, they proved that New Zealand probably bowl you out for under 200.
Hey, you just come on. Don't start with this thing. I tell you.
So somebody in the comments earlier said what West Indies gonna get the match gonna be finished by tea tomorrow. I tell them, I said, y'all and Walter, they're on this trippiness.
Yeah, you see the thing about y'all is not y'all is I'm a realist. Y'all is living on
Walter is your coping mechanism.
All right. Y'all get luck with a accidental 200. I'm kidding.
I tell you, Chase making a half century in this match. Watch and see.
Yeah.
Half century.
Yeah, standards real low.
Hey, it was a half century test cricket.
That was celebrating. Said she don't know why the Regina Chadrika play for. Let me tell you something. Don't disrespect the Regina Chadrika. For Regina Chadrika is the poster child for West Indies baby we at. I don't like disrespect people, but anyway, let me shut my mouth. I just come on.
I am not qualified to speak on that.
Hey, FG, I talk the truth. Aaron Jones better stay. Major Aaron Jones better stay playing for the US.
No, somebody suggested Aaron Jones.
No, he said the man like he wouldn't give up to come and play for West Indies.
Nah, Aaron Jones need to stay with there. Aaron Jones playing cricket for the United States, like as the only black person that plays cricket for the United States. There was a match that was played recently, and I looked at the scorecard, and it was an Indian scorecard.
Even over here, my boy Darcy said, he had to walk away from it and just play on the hand.
They bumper ball cricket.
Yeah, he said, it's too much, and Darcy was far more talented than half the Canadian team.
Half.
Who's that, Walter?
Damodar, that's right.
That's right. That's why I asked. I thought we call him Darcy.
Yeah, we used to call him that. This call him Darcy.
Yeah. No, I made general this weekend, big man. This weekend I teach, right? So we close tomorrow. I've been busy.
That's right.
I'm gonna make more paper pot this weekend. Made general where you from, big man. You know about pepper pot, but you gotta be a GT man, a Guyanese man for no about pepper pot.
He's not Guyanese.
Or he been one or two, you had a Guyanese girl away.
Andre said, let's make a bet. If West Indies make 400, Sir Walter have to buy Kevy and Sammy dinner for a week.
I'm right. And no cheap dinner too.
Exactly.
Not KFC.
I don't KFC.
You going KFC.
Yeah, I'm kind of girl that like fancy restaurant. Yeah, one lobster.
One lobster thing. Wagyu steak.
No KFC. No $10 meal.
Okay.
Major General from Antigua. I forget who simple mentioned that just now.
Okay.
Do you? There's you remember Ralston Atto that used to play for the Leeward Islands?
Yeah.
There's his cousin.
Yes. Yeah, let me tell you, there's enough people. There's a man that played cricket back in the day, was watching Regina Chadrika and them, man. Was he just vexed by? You tell me, right? All right, I stop joke, right? Hubert Evans, right? Hubert Evans, must he vex when he sees certain people play for West Indies cricket?
Major General, he had 3 Guyanese girls.
Oh,
No
she's
disrespect, but a wicked like Trump.
Is Antigua. Antigua used to live. He from, so he could understand.
Yeah, well, you don't know. He from Antigua, so half Antigua is Guyanese. Major General says, oxtail, shrimp, and steak we eaten. Surf and turf. 5 to 6 to 7. I think they're gonna go to 600 and they're gonna declare.
No, but we did say 600. But
yeah.
Hey, so you see, let me say for the first hour I look at this match, I said 600. We said 600 by. I was like, Jesus Christ, man.
There is nothing. There's nothing in the wicket.
It's a feather bed, but you know what get me vexed? No. That wicket there, if Ambi and Waz are bowling, New Zealand will get bowled out. This New Zealand team will get bowled out for 250, 300.
It's a wicket for line and length.
Bloodbath McGrath would
those men would enjoy this wicket. It's a wicket for line and length. It's not a wicket for you to run and try to blast out anybody.
Vaughan and Philander.
Yeah. Anderson Phillips figure out off a bowl again, right?
One for AI, Jesus Christ. I had figures like that one time, but no, but it was but about 50 something over though. And the first 3 overs, I got a ball, I never forget this by Wasim Haslim by. The man knocked me first 3 overs for 40 something runs by. When people when licks catch you, you get stupid, you know. Ball down by Jesus Christ.
Valence Austin said, when West Indies batting, you'll see a different pitch.
Hey, this is therapy for me, but at least watching this with like-minded people ain't too bad at all. Look, this is the second time I'm out. You see that this exact ball is what is wrong with West Indies cricket. How a player this talented, our players, a lot of the players around the world are not better than our players in.
No, it's application. That's
and the finishing school, buddy.
It's application. That's what it is. It's not a matter of who's more talented now. It's application.
A perfect example, Chevrier Marshall and the dude that paint away Sir Alistair Cook and become an England great. You tell me that at the end of the day, you could start out when you watch Alistair Cook and Chevrier Marshall at under 19. You could tell me that Alistair Cook could have been an international great and Chevrier Marshall a basic footnote in West Indies
application, right? Javier Marshall never applied himself. There's a difference. You understand me? Alistair Cook understand that, okay, this is what I need. I'm limited. Alistair Cook was a limited batsman. Yeah, understand? Had a limited array of strokes. He understood, okay, this is what I have and this is what I'll work with. Javier Marshall had all the shots in the world. I don't know if you all remember that 80 that he had against Australia when he was beating Brett Lee and Andy Bickle and all these guys, right? But this has to the game is 90% here, right? The game is 90% there.
That man went talking about Carla Best by. I see Carla for the bowling to Carla Best in a university match and Carla Best just do this. Like look do this. In the church at the border. Just this. This all the man do. This. Out to the ground, out the border in the church.
Yeah.
Gone. What? And Anderson Phillips looking like Shamar Joseph that way.
Hey, you know what? Somebody earlier said Anderson Phillips gonna come and clean up the tail. Somebody said that. I can't remember who said Anderson Phillips is gonna come and clean up the tail. Somebody said it. Somebody in the chat said it. This was about an hour or so ago. Somebody said Anderson Phillips is going to clean up the tail.
Come on, man. Come on, Anderson. Don't make them make 600. Welcome to Roach. Yes. I know I because of being
picked up a hamstring injury yesterday. I just think the fact of the matter that he hasn't played much cricket for the year.
Yeah.
And you know, this is 3 matches in 3 weeks is a lot to ask.
Man. A big boy. You're not 220.
You know, it's
somebody got to do 2 people got to do Conway and Latta, but at least 3 people got to do Wrexham. Decent score. I do as you said, Sammy was saying last night with the Bangladesh.
Yeah, you just need people to bat down the yard.
The Major General. He say but road somebody back. Man's an old man. Major General, where's the beer you was drinking Antigua there by?
What Dudley or whatever the
There's one crib in Anna and I ain't been to, and I've been to a lot of them.
Yeah, I got to touch Antigua.
Anderson Phillip. So this one is for top of off. Top of off.
1 for 155. 1 for 4. That's something to know.
I'm surprised he didn't give Athanaze a bowl though. No, in a game like this, you give somebody you give somebody when you short-handed.
You know, I like though,
and even Hodge.
Yeah,
I could understand Hodge. You know, I like though,
because the other thing too, you know, you're gathering information, but look.
Oh, what Dudley? Okay, what Dudley? What Dudley? What Dudley? What Dudley? Okay. Hey, don't call Carib, buddy. Sorry to the Trinidad.
What time is it now? 10:26. Fellas, we're gonna go up to 10:45 because I gotta hit the sack. I gotta get up early in the morning.
Hey, Kevin, guess what? Tomorrow's last day for school, bye. I see why your former students been in the chat earlier, Kevin.
Who's that?
Me, you know, somebody said sorry, Kevin.
No, this everybody does that. They're calling Sir Walter and Sir Kevin and whatever.
Okay. I thought I was wondering. I'm serious. So I hope West Indies. I hope Sam is not done with Phillips. I hope he's not done with him as a.
Done with Phillips?
Philip, sorry, not Philip. Now stop saying
sorry, Philip.
Philip.
Why are you concerned about that?
Done with him.
You be done with just say you was done with people, buddy.
No, I said
but why?
Asking.
Because West Indies, listen to me. I backing these fools since as a little child, and a man, I don't know, like Nixon, McLean, to them and them, but the minute people do like get one bad game, imagine, listen to me, people finish with them. Look at what we did to the Benjamins.
Walter.
Oh.
I am not worried. I'm not worried about Anderson Phillip. But the reality of the situation is for Anderson Phillip is that you have the 2 Josephs and you have Seals.
And Roach.
Right?
And Shields.
Sorry?
And Roach.
And who?
Roach.
And Roach. They're well.
And Shields.
I ain't calling Shields in the equation.
No, because listen to me. If you got, let me tell you this here. Let's say for some reason, let's say Seals is injured, or you got, think about this bowling lineup. You got Shamar Joseph, Seals, Alzari Joseph, and Shields as your foot. You're playing 4 fast bowlers.
So you're saying they would put Shields over Phillip?
Right now, I would.
I don't think they would.
I'm not saying they're gonna discard one bad ball over.
I'm not saying they're gonna discard OJ Shields, but what I think we have happening now is that healthy competition. Everybody, if you got a core of players who you can call on, right? But here's the thing: the bigger question for me, Kevin mentioned Roach. With what Roach has shown us, it presents a tough decision for the selection panel, if there is a selection panel come next year, I don't know, or our selector. when next June rolls around.
One second. You see the ball reading. Phillip just get hit for 4 with. Why is he going short? Why is he going in the wicket?
We've been asking the question all night long.
When you pitch the ball up, as somebody saw earlier, West Indies anyway, man. Y'all losing by T tomorrow.
Yay.
It's the one I said it. I apologize to you, bro.
Yeah.
I wanted the doctor walk in.
Man, not sure.
Somebody said, but after this long tour, will we have anything in the tank to challenge South Africa? I don't think it's a lot of these players won't be playing. You'll probably have Shai Hope and a couple other players, Greaves and Chase, but most of the other players will come from the T20, Rob Mumpoyle and those guys, right?
What series we have next?
So there's a T20 series against South Africa next month, right before the T20 World Cup.
Yeah, no, that's a different team. I really hope Shai Hope go and just get some rest, spend some time with the woman, family, get some nice Bajan food, and just chillax.
When last has West Indies played at the Gabba? Anybody knows?
At the Gabba?
Not the Gabba. MCG you're talking about. I think in Boxing Day.
That's forever and a day ago. Because West Indies don't play 5 Test series against Australia no more.
Yeah.
So the likelihood of
a decade.
Yeah,
from what I recall, it's 2015.
Yeah, it's been about a decade.
10 years ago. That used to be one of the things about the West Indian Christmas,
Yeah.
Cricket.
Yeah.
But I'm glad the players get a chance to come home and enjoy a West Indies Christmas.
No,
we don't need to be watching them play anybody at that time.
No.
Of course, if you get a chance to play Australia, the MCG, hey, that's a big
Rochester
deal.
Since 1992.
Since 1992, what, to play at the MCG?
Yeah.
No, man. I think it was 2015. Boxing Day match, boy. I should be on your bucket list, fellas.
New Zealand are looking to get revenge to a century.
That's what I tell you once here and there, they say, hey, you want to put some runs on the board?
Hey,
Bring up your stats.
who's a fella that somebody mentioned, Jeremiah Louis. Anyway, it is slow though.
Major General, Jeremiah Louis is not test quality. I'm sorry. He's not test quality. He just ain't. There's some players that are just good first-class players. Marquino Minley, same thing. Good first-class player, right?
The man had a full. I wonder how quick he is.
Who, Marquino Minley? Huh? 130, 135, roundabout.
That's decent. People actually think they're slow. To the normal person.
It is what you do with it. You understand? Because all these bowlers are around there. The Philip, the Jaden Seals. That's around where they are, right? Between 130 to 135 is about line and length though. If you're not concentrating on a line and a length, you're not going to trouble anybody. And if you're constantly spraying the ball all over the place, you're not going to trouble anybody. You're wasting time. Glenn McGrath used to operate there for most of his career. You understand?
Yeah, Bloodbath was never
when he got older and he dropped down into the 120s, you couldn't get Glenn McGrath the square. But you have to know to hit a line and length. And even when he was bowling at that pace, he still had a deadly sharp ball. I just wonder who these players just look up to. This is what I just wonder. Pick up some tapes of Andy Roberts. Get some tapes of Glenn McGrath. Get some tapes of Courtney Walsh, Courtney Ambrose. Malcolm Marshall. Get them tapes and watch them over and over and over. It's available. Hell yeah, I'm making a nice little money. Buy a ticket and go and spend a weekend with Courtney Ambrose and go with Andy Roberts. Go pick their brain. Go let them put you to your paces.
You don't have to even look. I mean, look at what we're doing here. If somebody had told us this was possible when we were kids in the 1980s, we was like, what?
Yeah.
So I'm saying this to say that telecommunications have advanced so rapidly.
Yeah, but
you can talk with these fellas. I bring not taking away from your point, but what I'm saying is they have a lot more access now.
Yeah.
Than older cricketers had. So who was it? Was it Jason Holder somebody used to call, like one of his former coach? Remember who it was?
The man in Guyana right now, we're on the 13 squad. The high school teacher man.
Roddy Eswick?
Yeah, Roddy Eswick.
No, not Roddy. This was another. It wasn't Roddy. It was some.
Okay. Philip Bowley one shot ball for the over.
I see.
But the point is, he would call and just, even though of course West Indies had their batting coach or what have you, he would just bounce ideas off of some batting consultant somewhere who would be watching, and it's like, you get different perspectives. And if you're comfortable with somebody, there's no harm in reaching out to them.
Here's something that bothers me. Ocean Thomas plays first-class cricket for the Leeward Islands, right? Spends a great amount of time in Antigua. What I would like to know is how much interaction has he had with Andy Roberts? That's what I would like to
know. Part of the problem is, and I've heard this from Mason and Guest, probably Basil Butcher Jr., one of them, that the young fellas don't want to interact with these guys. So some of the Ambroses of the world probably reach out to them, and it's like, no, we got this. So what are you gonna do?
Hey, but I don't get somebody like a Ocean Thomas. When he was fitter, he was bowling well. You are paid to play cricket, brother. You are paid. You got a contract, and this contract, y'all know anybody know how much is the money that these fellas are making per month?
For the regional contracts?
Yes.
I'm not sure. I can't speak on it.
I know it.
I know it's a lot more than what used to be paid back in the day.
I know at least it was like $1,500 a month. At least.
$1,500 a month?
US.
And I know, but outside of what they're getting, but what I think you should do is to look at the overall package.
Let me Google this.
I think it's over $100,000 a year.
Not for the regional contracts, not for the regional retainer contracts. The test side makes a lot more money, but the guys in
regional.
Yes.
Okay, regional cricket we're talking about.
Yeah, the franchise contracts.
Oh, okay, sorry.
But if you're a young single man, it's a decent, a decent chunk of change.
And it doesn't preclude you from doing something else. Or you can go to school in the meantime, while you still do your cricket.
Yeah, a lot of them guys going to school. A lot of them guys are going to school.
But the case of Roston Chase, his mom said to him was what? He gave you 1 more year. If the cricketing don't work out, you got to do something else. But what I would love youngsters to realize too is that with cricket, it's not only about you making a West Indies team or even making a country team. There are other things that you can do in cricket. You see? Including coaching.
Yeah. Somebody said there they think the match fees, the retainer fees for the regional guys are $1,000 to $2,600 US plus match fees.
That's figure somewhere around there. What is decent?
Yeah.
I would say I'd like to say that why how come like you are a young man and you got this? I'm sure they put you up in a house, or even if you're renting a place or wherever, you're living in Antigua. I don't know what you're doing, but you got Kool-Aid, you got the different, you got to do something this simple, bro.
Major General say O'Shane lives in Antigua now, and he's working with Winston Benjamin. I would like to think that Winston is a little bit disappointed. You understand me? I would like to think Winston Benjamin is a little bit disappointed in what he's seeing.
FG, we can't really blame Chase as the kid. We can't really. This is not this. On a serious note, no jokes right now. This is not about Chase or not about Sammy. Even if we change the captain, the results are still gonna be the same in the next couple, right? And a lot of people are saying that saying this, and it's the truth. The true test of where we are is going to come in the next 5 test matches that we play, or if they add somebody else. Okay, we could get these series, but I don't think because they got the T20 World Cup, and then the most important period in cricket in world cricket with the IPL. So
this is the way how I view the Chase tenure as captain, however long it lasts, right?
Yeah,
it's like he's a placeholder for the next person. That's how I view his tenure as captain. Because West Indies have got to think long term in terms of grooming the next generation of players. And like I was saying to the guys earlier on the live, this young under 19 team that they have here and the guys at the academy currently, it's a nice group of players. You understand? it's a very nice group of players that they have. Now, what they do with these players? I hope they pull out all the stops to ensure that these players are given the right resources and support to put West Indies back to some semblance of what we used to be in the next 10 years. The way how I looking at it is 10 years from now, right? What will West Indies look like? Because Tevin Imlach could very well become the next West Indies captain after Chase 2-3 years down the line, if he gets his stuff right. It could even be Joshua Da Silva, if he gets his stuff right. I don't know what is the plan that Sammy has for Joshua Da Silva. I hope he hasn't ostracized Joshua Da Silva. You understand me? I hope there's a route back for Joshua Da Silva into the West Indies team, because it would be like shooting yourself in the foot if you tell Joshua Da Silva, well, or if you're going about it like, I don't want Da Silva in the team, but you got people failing, and you're constantly recalling them in the team.
Here we FJ can't argue against. Sometimes the tactics is be too much, but honestly though, I don't think much will change regardless of who you put. But I hear you. I agree with you. I can't argue against it.
Rods, that's the start of the under 19 World Cup. When I think they start against Tanzania, and I forgot who is the next. They finally decide to bring Hodge in. Bish said the declaration is pending.
You wish.
Gentlemen, we spoke about Imlach and Da Silva months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things we noted is that Da Silva has age on his side relative to Imlach.
Yeah.
Imlach is 29 years old and 18 days. He celebrated his birthday November 30th. Josh Da Silva is 27 years old, 182 days. So you might say, well, that's not a whole lot of years younger, but the point is he is younger.
Yeah, 2 years is a lot.
And he has what, 33 test matches under his belt? That was the number. Yeah, 33 test matches. So as we said before, Imlach has never played in the Caribbean, test cricket in the Caribbean. Let's see what next year brings for him. Let's see what this match brings for him. Because Sammy called him out.
Yeah.
I expect a 50. I expect a 50 from Imlach.
He needs
and a 50 from Chase.
You gotta get stuck in. You gotta get stuck in on this. But no, but if we get a set of fellas scoring 50s, if we get at least 5 50s, this is what we need. You're gonna pass the follow on.
That's the declaration.
Okay. Oh God, this starch is done. It's gone by, thank God. Now the next starch is for see we get ball out now. Yeah, but this going back to this Ocean Thomas thing before we go, it's real disappointment. Like it's so many players, even the other day with Silas Tyndall when they made him bowl in that. It's like we really set up our players for failure in every single thing that we do. And then you drop Hayden Walsh and then you put my poor Michael McKenzie for going. I tell you, these people that has run some people, I don't know. boy. West Indies cricket. This is a nice view of New Zealand, but I really love it.
But I'll tell you what, Walter. Give me a Caribbean beach any day.
No, any day, any day, any day, any day. I lived a while in the Turks and Caicos, and I used to call it a working vacation. A working vacation for me. It was a while.
Well, we managed to pick. Here's a positive. We got to look to pick out the positives, right?
Who's Big Meeks? FG, sorry.
Big Meeks is Michael Richards. He used to play football for Manchester City. Okay. If when you got some time, go on YouTube and pull up Michael Richards.
I'm doing it right now. I have multiple screens.
He does in studio. He's an analyst right now. He's retired from the game, but Big Meeks.
Oh, this guy. Yeah. Why FG?
Because use the comic on the show.
Yeah, he's talking a lot of stuff in this with you. He always interfering with Thierry Henry.
Yeah.
Was he any good?
Yeah, he was quite decent. He was quite decent. Injuries derailed his career. He's still a very young man. I think Michael Richards is going to be about 36 this year.
37.
37, yeah, he's, but injuries derailed his career.
Oh. Injuries is a funny thing with sports, yeah. Sure, you're right, Chemo. By the way, the Major General Chemo Paul looked decent. I've seen him in the Intercounty and Fugiano. He looked decent. I hope his fitness lasts, cause
here's what I'm hoping for people like Chemo Paul, right? I hope Chemo Paul, Alzari, Shamar Joseph, and all of them appear in the regional 4-day that starts in a few weeks.
Yeah, I think you think we Kevin Sinclair back from being banished, you think?
Based on what I'm seeing, he's currently practicing with the Guyana squad. Okay. With the franchise team. Kevin practices every day. And there was a video posted yesterday in his stories on Facebook with him and Ronaldo. I'm quite certain it was Ronaldo, Ali Mohammed, but they all had on Harpy Eagles gear. Veerasamy Pomal was bowling also.
Yeah. They were right to drop Veerasamy from the 1 day. I agree with them, but
Veerasamy, it's time. It's time.
But I still think he should play first class because we need at least this wind up thing for get people out and at least half a quality decent bowlers.
And Andre's audiovisual Sammy is asking, so what's your first innings score for this match? What do you think West Indies gonna make?
I don't tell you already.
Y'all know what is my score, right? 270.
270 means we bat in twice in 2 days.
I'll get them bowler for 170.
270, 300 is what I
am gonna go with 390. I don't care how you laugh. You can laugh how much you want. You and your coping mechanism.
170, and then y'all can get stressed and realize that we done it, and y'all get bowler for 120. So y'all gonna make y'all 300.
Yeah, but the follow one is on the cards.
Hey, that's kidding. 250. Y'all gonna make y'all 250. Sorry. No, honestly, I really hope that they're going to apply themselves and make some. This is the only thing I could hope for.
Yeah.
But what I know is that New Zealand gonna bowl properly, gonna put the ball in the right.
Yeah, they're gonna put the ball on the spot.
That's what I know. So that's my problem. We ain't getting this.
Rod says 67% of this panel is going to be disappointed. Oh my God.
Hey Rod, me, you we good. I'm glad we're on the same. You left the two of them happy. They like there's a sucker for love. West Indies. I fed up with West Indies breaking my heart. West Indies like a way saying Guyana like a red woman. West Indies like a girl who's give you blow, and you can't help it. You just keep going back at the wine sweet. Big man, so big man like all of these set up. Oh, I know these days, big men staying up 2, 3, or 4 o'clock in the morning. They go to bed at 5 o'clock, missing sleep for watch these boys. And it's not them. I'm not vexed with them. I tell you, I am never vexed with West Indies cricketers except Rajendra Chandrika. Sorry, but and it's
Rod said our force average is near 180. If we make 185, we have overperformed.
Major General asks if Guyana gonna play Sinclair as a batsman or an all-rounder.
Better play is a batsman. He's a batsman that could bowl a little bit of off spin. Actually, no. Sinclair don't bowl off spin, he's bowl medium. He just got slowed down. He's a very. I like Sinclair. I like Sinclair. I'm kidding. Sorry, Sinclair, if you're watching. I just kidding. I start constructors. Don't take me serious. Ask them more, my man. Yeah, it's a toxic relationship we get. West Indies cricket for you. This toxic. I sent a big man at 5 to 11 Caribbean Eastern time sit down talking about West Indies cricket, watching these boys.
Major General, more than likely, if he plays, he's going to play as an all-rounder. He's never going to play as just a
one. Call it what he say, he's the best. He is the best. He's better, even than all them who they try to push, he's the best off-spinning guy at this point. None of them are better than him. Even the people are trying to push the other Sinclair in front of him. He ain't ready yet.
But I do believe Junior deserves a chance, not in front of Kevin, but deserves a chance.
But who you playing in front of? Guyana is the hardest team for making a spin ball away. Who's the best spin bowler I'll ever see in Guyana?
Roger Harper.
Clyde I say Clyde Buds, but I think Clyde was the best. I see Clyde Buds bowl. I think Clyde Buds. I see both of them bowl. I think.
Well, the question was who the best spin bowler out of Guyana that we have seen.
Yeah, I've seen. I haven't seen Lance Gibbs is the best.
No.
The top the truth is the best spin bowler that we've seen that Guyana has had after.
So where y'all would put Naggles? I'm not disputing what y'all asking, but just asking.
Naggles is the top. Naggles, if all right, I'll put it
top 5. He makes it top 5.
Let me think about it. Let me put there first.
Think about. He's in the top 5.
No, top Naggles. All right, let me call my top 5. Lance. Yeah, in the top 5.
Lance
Bishu in front of him. Bishu after all, regardless of what I said, Bishu is the number 2 spinner. Oh, come on, not again.
Oh, number 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Vardy, thank you very much. Vardy says this test match is not over. I think the West Indies can win on the last day. I like your spirit, Vardy. I like your spirit.
Hey, Vardy Job. Yes, going back to the thing, I think that both of them were good. Clyde Watson and Roger Harper just came at the wrong time. But if based on the stats and I think Bishu was underrated as a leg spinner. And again, because of the team he came in and the era, I didn't think they managed him right.
No, Jason Ola definitely didn't manage him right.
Yeah, he destroyed him. And Jason Ola, as some people said, yeah, at that time he never used to listen to people. And he didn't put trust in him, and he didn't. You have to know how to use your leg spin, and at that time, Jason Ola should not have been the captain of West Indies.
Yeah, that Jason Ola had no business being the West Indies captain, and Clive Lloyd got a you know.
He make Clive make two somebody out.
First ball wrapped on the pod.
He out?
Nah, you give it not out, and it didn't look like they're gonna review
it. Yeah, Clive had make two mistakes in West Indies cricket. You know which the two?
Where's the two?
Pointing Jason Ola, captain, and picking
Chandrika.
Clive Lloyd didn't pick Chandrika. That was Clyde Butts.
Hey,
that was Clyde Butts.
You sure it's not original? Is that Clive Lloyd?
Oh, that was.
No,
Clyde.
I think what Walter getting at is that it's either Clive Lloyd spoke glowingly of Chandrika.
Yes. It's this it, and then the next thing you know, he end up in the squad.
So that is,
I go to drink and Chandrika just punch me in my mouth.
Where is Chandrika now, though? Up in Canada?
I think I saw something about him being in Trinidad a while ago.
That man probably three places in either Canada, Toronto, Florida, or New York. Or back home.
Well, we are off the mark.
By the way, King's birthday was a couple days ago, the 16th.
Yeah.
And guess who he shared? The man shared his birthday with some greats, man. Big Bird and the great Edgar Metterholzer.
Hey, you know who I share my birthday with?
No.
Donald J. Trump.
Oh my goodness.
I never knew that. What a thing.
What a thing.
Hey, that might come for something, bro. I never know.
Yeah.
Major General, I don't know if Yannick Correa will ever play for West Indies again.
The man had the ball of the century for West Indies.
Listen, he doesn't even, in my opinion, in 4-day cricket, he doesn't even bowl enough for Trinidad. Rod said, Walter, I would have kept that to myself.
West Indians for Trump. I'm joking. I'm joking. I just asked you, but yeah, don't come for me, please. I'm joking.
FG said that explains it.
Ooh. You see what Duffy doing, putting the ball right there.
Exactly right there. Anyways, fellas, we got to wrap this up because
for real, buddy.
Hey,
11.
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock. People,
I enjoyed this. I enjoyed the last couple of minutes. It was fun.
Yep.
So we come. Was it tea tomorrow? Tea tomorrow.
Tomorrow we could go long because it's Saturday, Friday night.
By the way, I'm gonna be unavailable for the next couple of days. I got a couple of things to take care of. So, yeah.
You know, maybe we could anyway when it come off.
Yeah.
All right,
folks. Yeah. Keep the faith.
Keep the faith. Let's hope that the boys put on a nice partnership. Take the shine out of the ball.
Me, I ain't watching till tomorrow morning. Let me see what happens. I hope we have a good thing. On a serious note, I really we have a good.
Yeah, man. Chase on him, lock.